Hi, this is Cindy Presgraves with Real Estate Divorce Single Parent. And today I want to talk about leads on and how to be on people's faces. All right, people, it's not the way that you think that I'm telling you how to be on people's faces, like, hey, get off my face. No, not like that. This can actually be towards any type of business. When you're in a business, you always want to be on top of mind. But how do you actually become that top of mind? How do you actually like develop that long lasting relationship, lifetime relationship completely? And that is really important. It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter what type of business you are, but you always want those clients to communicate with you, and you always want to communicate with them. So during my this is going to be I'm in my 3.5 years in real estate. Yes, you're like, wait, what? Yes, I am 3 years and a half in real estate. And okay, so before we continue talking about getting in people's face and being top of mind, this is about my TV show. Well, I'm in a TV show called Agents on Fire. It's going to be released on March 3rd, 7 o'clock. It's going to be Eastern time. This is going to be in Roku, Apple TV, and I can't remember where else. Fire, Amazon Fire or Fire Stick or something like that. But you guys have to watch it. I still haven't seen it, but there's going to be a sneak peek, which is pretty awesome. But anyways, now coming back on being in people's faces and how to actually be that top of mind, how to be everywhere. Okay, some people think about like, okay, social media. No, but I'm too shy about talking to clients. People, you have develop a relationship with them. And sometimes it is okay. I mean, it's fine to reach out to them, say hello, follow up with a text message, follow up with a phone call, newsletters. Like now I'm implementing into my business newsletters, happy birthday cards. Be like, but I don't even send happy birthday. But I like receiving happy birthday cards, don't you? When was the last time you actually received a happy birthday handwritten card? It's been a while, right? Okay, so what about like, hey, congratulations. It's been a year that you are in your house already. People like receiving that. Something that I've actually developed during this time is being on social media all the time. So I was doing prospecting the other day. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I know it's been a while, but do you remember me? Yeah, of course. I see your videos all the time. You are being in people's faces. So even with a silly video, because sometimes I'm like, hey, you know what? Well, let's just go with it. Be authentic. That's what matters. That's what's going to gain you that confidence. That's what's going to gain that trust between clients. Um, a few weeks ago, I had a meeting with this person that he actually sent me an email yeah, he sent me an email because I sent out a letter. And because I had sent that letter to him, I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and see how can I, like, I didn't reply to I think I did reply, I don't know, but there was no follow-up. And then a couple of months, like I think was like December or something, that I had posted a video and he commented on my video because it's just like, for instance, he's a lender. Every single lender does the same thing over and over and over. Same thing as brokerages. Okay, so I get calls all the time like, hey, join my team, join my brokerage. Okay, you're doing the same thing. And they have the receptionist call me. Yeah, like, please, I'm not interested. I mean, why would I waste my time when someone is doing the same thing? Yes, it is on the follow up, but how can you do things differently from everybody else? Are you going to be like, okay, let me do what Joe is doing? Same thing. I want to do the same thing. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to go ahead and give them phone calls and emails. Phone calls and emails. Okay, so I come along and be like, "Hey, how you doing? This is Cindy," and I change the whole dynamic. But wait, what? So I like to change. I like to call. I like to video text. I like to video email. I like to do videos on social media, like through Messenger, TikTok. No, TikTok. I can't send videos, But Instagram, I love replying with videos. And that is actually, that helps the algorithm too. So I like to expose myself all over. Plus, if you're actually trying to grow your audience, it is really, really important to be on all social media platforms. Be like, but do I really want to be there? Who wants to see my face? Just put a bag on it. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter. Sometimes, like, look, I am tired. I am so freaking tired tonight. And I've had allergies all night long, all day long. So I don't sound stuffy or anything, but I'm still talking to you guys, right? And I look pretty? Hey, okay. So, guys, you guys gotta get ready for my video blog. It is actually starting. I think it's next week. I start filming it. So this is gonna be like educational videos. And if you want to sign up, let me know so you can receive my educational videos twice a month. Plus, you're gonna be receiving my newsletter. So let me know. If you want to know some tricks and tips and a little bit of that. So ta-da! So that is actually one of the ways that I'm actually setting myself out there. You know how many people today, like it was my first newsletter. Okay, my newsletter was with my pink. I love my pink. And we'll talk about branding. So my first newsletter today was like I had a lot of people reply, "Hey, thank you. I love it. Very important information." Those little things actually made a difference, made me feel so good. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they remember me." Okay, yes, I am very hyper and very active even though I'm tired because I only slept like 3 or 4 hours a day. But that actually made me feel like important because like, man, I'm doing something amazing. I'm actually helping people. And it has really, really good content on it, which is really important. But now let's talk about branding. Do you actually have a brand for yourself? How do you categorize yourself? And these are things I mentioned in the book, in my book, by the way. Um, Becoming successful in real estate. So here I want to talk about when you are when you sell a company, you're not actually when you belong to a brokerage, the brokerage doesn't make you. You make the brokerage. If you are working for a company, then that's a different story. But keep in mind, you are your own identity. You are your own person. And people will work with you, because of your personality, because of your negotiation skills, because of that relationship you have built with them. It's like, for instance, once you actually build that relationship and you can trust them, you can go to the end of the world. You can refer them people, they can refer you people, and it can go back and forth. You can never force a relationship no matter what. It's just like I put this in a relationship how to say this example. If you are in a relationship with someone, are you going to be forcing someone to be with you, to love you? No. It has to all come natural. And this is all about business. Same way, same thing. You'd be like, but why are you talking about relationships? Because relationships are built as communication, that bond, that connection. If there's no bond, there's no connection, then how are you going to trust the other person? Same thing with relationship, with an actual relationship, like personal relationship, friendship relationship. It doesn't matter what type of relationship. It is all going to come down to that connection, that trust, that relationship you have with them. Can you trust them, or do you have to walk away from them? Is it something that gives you the GBGBs or what? Okay, for example, yesterday, all right, so I send out buyer letters. Now, don't be copying my tricks. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I was sending out buyer letters and I went to this office. Went to this office in Alpharetta. And for some reason, red flag. I called the office, nothing. I told them, "Hey, I'm on my way." Nothing. Red flag. No communication. I messaged them, I texted them, I called them, and I went there and I drove 45 minutes. So, red flag. So when I got to the office, to the place too, it gave me kind of like the chills. It didn't give me a good um it didn't give me a good feeling. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to walk away. And I left. I left. So that's something you always have to follow your intuition. If you don't feel right about it, walk away, regardless of the situation or the place or anything. Just follow your gut. But, anyways, and like I said, you cannot force connections. If there's an amazing connection, hey, go for it. If you can trust a person, if you trust a person, that relationship, make sure that you maintain it. Relationships go by maintenance. It is really, really important. Now, going back to what are you actually doing to set yourself apart from everybody else? Yes, don't compare yourself with me. What do you feel comfortable doing? What do you do that doesn't feel comfortable but you would like to try it? Okay, so now another thing is what are your goals? Your quarterly goals, your semester goals, and your or mid-year goals and full year goals. What are your realistic and realistic goals? So, what do you want to achieve this year? How many sales? What do you want to do? And what are you actually doing differently to actually accomplish that? Or you're just saying, you know what? Should I just do that? But I want to be there. I want to be in the moon or on the moon. But are you doing anything about it? So, these are things that you actually have to think about. What are you doing and how can you make a difference to actually achieve that? And how much do you really want it? So everything is going to be on perception. Everything's going to be okay. So I have my desk really organized. All right. Yes, I have a few contracts here and I'm looking at a few things. But, okay, so I have 3 pens. My 3 pens are going to be here. Do I feel better putting those pens there? Another thing is, what time are you waking up to actually start your day? How are you waking up? Are you waking up like, oh, you know what? I'm going to wake up at noon today. But will that make a difference in my day? Will that change anything? Yes, it will. Can it help you? Yes. Waking up a little bit earlier, it definitely can. What if listening to motivational videos? Of course. Mindset and perspective is everything. I wake up like, so one of my main motivations to, continue doing better, but going to the gym, because I do wake up my kids at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes I feel kind of bad, but I've gotten my kids used to it, to waking up at 4:30 in the morning, and it's really good because my goal is to instill them good habits. So when they grow up, they know like, hey, you know what? I'm going to the gym. I'm going to work out. Yes, my day is starting early. Yay! And in a good mood, in a positive way. Woohoo! Okay, so that is my goal. But when I miss the gym, my kids are like, Mommy, I am very disappointed in you. We did not go to the gym. Uh-oh. So that actually builds my confidence and helps me like, okay, I cannot miss a gym. I cannot miss a gym. I cannot miss a gym. If not, my kids are my kids are not gonna be happy. So that for me is like, okay, my motivation, like, okay, yes, I need to go. But it also makes me feel good whenever I work out every single day and listening to good things. And no matter like, okay, so a few days ago, I'll give you an example. Yes, my kids have been a little brats lately, completely, but I still love them. So I don't allow no food, no drinks outside the kitchen, like the kitchen, the dining room area. I don't. But my little one, my Julian, likes to sneak things into the living area. He likes to drink um, milk. So this time was milk. So he carries half a gallon of milk into the living room. And all of a sudden, whoosh, oh, what happened? He spilled the milk on the floor. Okay, so what now? Did I get upset? No. I'm like, oh well. So In some cultures, when you spill milk, that means money's here or money's coming. But you need to put it in the present time. So just in case. If you didn't know, that's a little trick. Also like spiders and I can't remember what else right now. But anyways, so in this case, I'm like, okay, so let's just clean it. Believe me, we used like a half a roll of paper towels because it was a lot. When I'm telling you, it was a lot. It was a lot. I posted a picture on Facebook about it, and it was like, okay, this is just a little bit too much, but it was dripping. And did I get upset about it? No. I'm like, oh well, we'll just clean it. I mean, but so you also have to look at how you look at situations. Are you going to get really upset about it? And don't get me wrong, yes, I do get upset because whenever I tell my kids, in my case, it's a lot with my kids. Um, I tell my kids, hey, we gotta go. One, we gotta go. Two, we gotta go. Three, or they're watching TV at 6:30 in the morning when I'm actually making breakfast and I'm calling, hey, breakfast time, and then they don't like cold food, so it's just like really. So that actually makes me upset and frustrates me. So then that's when there's other repercussions too, actually, but we're not getting to that. So I look at it, but then I do have a conversation with them. I'm like, what's going on? Do you think mommy doesn't like that? Or does she like that? No, you did not listen. So these are the consequences. But slendomly, I get upset now. I mean, I'd rather just talk than just, you know, just have negativity. That's the thing. I don't like negativity. I like seeing things in a whole different perspective. I used to not be like that. But keep in mind, the way you start your day, the way that things happen is how you're going to attract those because we are energy and we attract however we feel. So we feel really positive, we're going to attract positive things. If we get upset and we start cursing and we start getting mad, that's the energy that we're going to bring. And we don't want to be surrounded by negative energy. So that's one of the things that you also have to look at and take that into consideration. But going into talking to people and new clients, past clients, your family, your friends, your neighbors, those are people that you're actually should interact. I'll tell you this. Yes, I do know some of my neighbors, but I recognize them by dogs. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, but for some reason I'm not really good with names and I keep on forgetting people's names. But I'm good with faces and houses and the car they drive and everything else. But I'm barely at my home too. But I actually like when it's just like I like to get involved in my neighborhood page. I like to talk to them, send them videos, and you know, whenever someone needs help, I will definitely help them. And I'm out there with them. But it's getting community involvement is also really important because that means that will keep you on top of mind. Making videos, not only like, hey, I'm here, this is me. If you're going to go ahead and sell something, don't sell something, educate them. What is important for them? Why is it important? Like right now, it is important to have, okay, so if you own a house in January 1st, 2021, in your current home, right? What are you supposed to do? Tell me something. Apply for homestead exemption because that's going to save you money in taxes. And who doesn't like extra money, especially with taxes? Because that's your primary home. So right now, I just educated you on that. But there's different things to be educated in. And like yesterday, like I like posting things that really happen. Like I was talking to a client. Okay, what are the alternatives for a house that is already in the process of construction, but they're not finishing it? It would be a 203K FHA loan. She's like, well, I didn't know that. There are options, and sometimes there's so many programs out there that we don't know. But I like to inform them. That is me. You have to find your niche. Find what is the best route to go for you, not for me, for you. What do you feel more comfortable? But are you being way too comfortable that you're not getting out of your comfort zone? I love to write notes. How many notes a day are you writing? Handwritten notes. You know, I'm going to tell you. Congratulations. I'm going to introduce you what a pen is and a card is. Ta-da! But that is me. I like that. And I like sending notes, handwritten notes on a daily basis. What are you doing to grow your business? So there's a few tips and a few things like this podcast. It all started because real estate, divorce, single parent. Yes, we all, I mean, when it comes to buying a house, there's a lot of things that we have to learn. And some people say, oh no, you know what? I can just do it by myself. It is so easy. It is easy peasy. No, not true. Because there's so many variants there. There's so many things that sometimes you're like, for instance, in my case, I'm going to give you an example. I'm personally looking to buy a house right now. Yes. And in my case, because I'm a 1099 and I'm about to file taxes, I have to, before I buy that house, I have to file taxes. Yes. I still have time. I still have time. It's February, beginning of February. And I have to talk to my accountant. I have to talk to, you know, my lender, see what are my options. But if I'm actually if it's the best option for me to buy that house or the current house I have, there are different options. In this case, yes, as a listing agent, I like to do the same thing with clients. Why? Are you looking to grow your real estate portfolio? Are you not? Do you want to bring wealth or not? These are questions that you actually need to ask. But you get to know your client. But how do you, like the other day, I posted a video about cash out refinance. Did you know about that? Can you do that? Do you have enough equity, especially in this time? Can you buy? I had a client that he's looking for a $500,000 home. Okay. I told them the current home you have, you are currently, it's 1985. It's 36 years old. How do I know that? Okay. That's my age. 36-year-old home. If you go ahead and do a cash out refinance on that home, it's going to be, you're going to continue having value, but it's going to slow down. But if you buy two townhomes and buy your $500,000 home, you're going to bring double the equity that you were, double the income that you were going to bring for the other house. Plus, by the time, let's say 3 to 5 years down the road, you're going to have much more equity than anything. And you can still do a cash out refinance and buy more properties. So those are little tips and tricks to find out how you can actually educate your clients. And no question is a silly question. It's about learning and knowing. I didn't know all of this. How do you start buying a house? How do you look for a house? Okay. Are you a 1099 employee or are you a W-2? Okay. So you're a W-2. Have you had any employment gaps? Okay. So a 1099 employee. Have you changed any type of jobs? And have you been in the process of having a business for the past 2 years as a 1099 employee? Or have you jumped around from business to business to business? Okay, currently, this client, she's a W-2 nurse. Perfect. And she told me, hey, you know what? I've been doing Uber Eats lately, and, I make about so and so a month. I'm like, did you quit your regular job lately? Uh, no, but I haven't been working for almost a year. Red flag. Red flag. But in this case, there's different scenarios. Okay, so she's married. That's awesome. In another case, okay, she's married. That's awesome. Her husband makes enough income, which is pretty awesome. They're buying a house. They want to buy a house, but they want to sell the current house. So there are so many scenarios that you can actually do in this case. If you guys want to know more, let me know because I can explain it to you guys later. So it is about educating the client, finding what type of resources are available for them, what type of options, and if it's doable or not. In this case, she's lucky, but she wants to get a new job in the new place that they're moving to. But they need an offer letter. But then again, she already has employment gaps. So that's not going to be good. She actually has to fill out those employment gaps, which actually is going to be a year because she hasn't worked in almost a year. But her husband can actually apply for that loan by himself. So another thing is that you don't have to have two people in one loan. As long as one is qualified, then you're good to go. And their debt to income ratio is awesome. So those are little things that you can actually create snippets, videos, chit chat, or say, hey, in my case, would you rather do Airbnb or stay at a hotel? Which one? I mean, things like that. I mean, especially when you're creating videos and content, that is really, really important. And start looking at TikTok too. I like TikTok. But, anyways, like I said, that is one of the ways of putting yourself out there, building content, being in people's faces, making phone calls, video calls. Well, yes, video calls too. Video text message, video emails. I mean, there's so many things, social media, there's many ways. So I hope this helped for you guys. So this is Cindy Presgraves with Real Estate Divorce Single Parent, and I hope to catch you next time. Have a beautiful night. Bye.